It's the end of the road for Blackbird, for Harry, for Larry, for all these jobbers, guys. It's the end. It is the end. Jimmy and Larry. Damn it. And this one is called You Promised. And we kick off this episode. He's having a bad dream, but he's actually imagining himself in Larry's place. He's the one that's choking out these girls, and he's disagreeing with his daddy. He's also playing a wee bit of football, but eventually he does wake up. He notices that Larry's watching him from the edge of his cell, and then Jimmy's like, "Well, you know what, Larry, mate? I actually want some details." And then, after a few joking digs for Big Jimmy, he essentially says, "I think you're lying. You're a wannabe. You got wannabe eyes." Larry then grits his teeth. He's like, "I'm not lying, James. I'm not lying. I'm not lying. I'm no fucking lying." And he then tells him, "Right, come to the wood shop later, and I'll prove to you that I'm a killer. I killed them all." Carter, the guard, then comes over and he's like, "Business deal, big man, big man, big man." He wants in, Carter, but then Jimmy's like, "Well, no, how about you call your dogs off for a week and then I ought to feel who I work for." But obviously he thinks, well, I'm going to be getting out in less than a week, so that would be good. He could be walking. He could be walking free. If he can nail a confession from Larry, of course, that night, Gigante and a few of his boys are outside Jimmy's cell, and it's an ominous threat, not looking good. But again, like, if they wanted to kill him, they could have just fucking went ahead and did it. Like, what's the point of dragging this out? Like, this is based off a true story, so I wonder, like, how much of this is actually fucking true. That's the problem. That is the problem that you have. Guys, it's a fucking problem. It's a problem. Do not worry about it. But Jimmy shows up at the wood shop, and there's 21 birds. Larry has carved out 21 birds. And the birds watch over the dead. Blackbird, kind of where this show got its name, isn't it? Guiding their spirits and making sure they're okay. Now, the fact that there was 21 birds made me think, well, that probably means there's 21 dead birds, dead women. 21 of them absolutely dead. So, yeah, he's got the map here. Larry also admits to killing Trisha Rattlers. He goes on to talk about the fact that I've dug so many graves, including Trisha's. He says it's the best grave I ever dug, and no one will ever find it. He knows exactly where that is, including everyone else's too. Jimmy lets Larry then finish his story before he hand over the map so he can give the victims peace. But, Larry's like, "Why the hell would I do that? Why would I give them closure? No, James, I'm not doing that. I'm going to win my appeal and walk away a free man." Jimmy then finally snaps. He lashes out at the killer, then the guards split it up. He didn't play this cool. I mean, he could have literally stole the fucking map, right? Could he not have just stole the map here, ran away, and tried to get a meet with like the doc guy who he's been having the meets with? He could have literally have did that. He could have done that, and he didn't do that. But anyway, he then is obviously like solitary here. Guards are battering him. He's got no pens. He's got no nothing pencils, so he has to cut his hands and use his own blood to draw the map on the wall. But the guards do not believing that he's been sent by the FBI, and obviously once he's played that card, he's kind of fucked. Meanwhile, though, we have got Brian and Lauren, visiting Gary, and I just don't get this. Like, obviously, this is based off a true story, but for me, this is just fucking ridiculous. So they're like, "We think your brother's like this," and he's like, "Nah, he's not. You guys need to drop this." And then he's like, "Well, there was that one time we were in a tent and he almost killed this girl by choking her, and he had a wolf-like look in his eyes." And it's like, hold on. And then Gary's like, "This is the incident that tipped him over the edge. I'm sorry. I know it's his brother, but this guy should be arrested. He's withholding information on all these murders. Honestly, he's a fucking tool, Gary." And this scene honestly just annoyed me. Then we see Larry. He sends Gary the map, but then his dad just burns the map anyway. So the map with all the fucking murders on it, that's burned. That is absolutely burned. Absolute disaster. Jimmy Keane, though, he manages to talk to Lauren and Brian. He writes the map. He's free. He is free, damn it. Because he gave them some more information. He didn't exactly get a lot for them, though, didn't he? Not did not get a lot. Larry doesn't get released from prison though. He loses appeal. He tries to kill himself, but no, by God. And then it pretty much just ends. We get a time skip. Um, Jimmy goes back. He meets Ray Liotta one last time. Then it says he died in 2004, November 28th, 5 years after Jimmy was released from prison. So yeah, absolutely insane. Now Larry Hall apparently recanted all his 15 confessions that his brother convinced him to, but none of the graves have actually been unearthed. And that's pretty much, guys, where this show series ends. It just kind of ends like this, and it's like, well, Jimmy helps the FBI trying to get prolific serial killers, but he's never able to he's not going to be able to go into jail and like do what he did here. But for me, it ends. Obviously, it's based off a true story. I thought the ending was really poor, to be honest. Pretty much didn't really enjoy any scene in this. I think when he got out and he seen his dad was a pretty good scene, but apart from that, that's probably about it for me. Not really an awful lot happening. And again, it's based off a true story, so like how much can they really change for the truth? That's the problem. But for me, they could maybe have changed a wee bit more. But this episode is going to get a 6 out of 10 for me. And you know what? I'm going to give the show a 7. It's only 6 episodes, which obviously massively helps it. Make no mistake about it. But doesn't change the fact, guys. You have to rate it, and I'm going to rate it that. So until next time, be back very soon with more content, and peace.